Welcome to the Wally Show, Precast, streaming live on Facebook as well as YouTube. You can check it out there. And back by popular demand, the Precast finally.
Oh, we had it last week.
Oh, yeah, I have an email about that. We'll get to that. And so, you know, Zach and I were in Africa with Bloodwater and getting stories, and we got something really cool that we did while we were over there that's going to be part of our drive tomorrow that will end on Friday. And so you'll have a chance, even as a potty, if you want to get involved and help out with this and make a difference in people's lives and bring clean water and safe water to people of Africa, it would be a great thing for you to get involved in. I really want to see potties step up in a big way. You guys are great, and we love doing this for you. But at some point in time, if potties aren't helping to keep things going and working and being involved with things, then it's just pointless to do this. You know, yeah, I know Zach's like making his face like, no, why? I know. Why would we continue to do this if you guys? No, I'm just kidding. But no, it'd be great to have potties like show up, like the people that listen terrestrially to the radio show, show up in a big way and get involved with us.
We will hold your Precast hostage.
I would
until 100 people gift. Wow.
Might need to. Here is something that you referred to. The subject line was just gross, Wally. So of course I looked at this. I'm like, oh, what'd I do? I'm not even there. Hey, Wally, by the time you read this, you will probably have figured out the girls have had podcasts while you were gone doing the great work of a saint. Not you, me. She's already not listening. Getting water to those who desperately need it in Africa. It's truly encouraging that there are men like you and Zach out there that follow the Lord wherever he leads. So thank you for that. Anyways, back to Girl Podcast. I've been a long-time listener of The Wally Show, and this is by far the worst podcast I've ever heard. I've been a mailman, and I've had plenty of time for podcasts. It was terrible, and they like saw how awful. He said it was so bad, it was as awful as your beard looks, like they say.
Wow.
Yes. So let me tell you, Wally, the girl podcast stuff makes me sick. You can say it's just plain gross. Is that too harsh? I had to bring them down a notch. Sorry, girls.
That's
please
just rude.
let Becca know. Oh, yeah. Welcome to my world. Let Becca know that I know how to use commas, lots and lots of commas, and there's a million commas in this. All of this, of course, is a joke. So he did not hate this.
It better be.
Yeah, so what did you guys do when we were gone? I did have some people say that they really liked Girl Podcast.
Well, I was out Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah.
I did a podcast Monday, Tuesday by
Did you
myself.
really?
Did you really?
Wow.
It's a minute long.
Oh.
And Betty can't
Does that even
listen to it.
count?
No.
I don't even know if that counts, to be honest with you.
But Thursday, Friday, we did our normal news and least of these.
Oh, good.
And
On the show? Like live during the show?
No, we didn't during the
okay.
during the show. But we because at that point the stuff was already scheduled for replays.
No.
But we pulled stories like normal.
Mm-hmm.
We did a story about a teacher who his students got him those in-chroma glasses for colorblind people.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had a lot of subsequent emails from potties saying, "Hey, if we all chipped in $20, we could get these for Wally."
Oh, that'd be so
that
nice.
was something that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would love to see those because I do see color, but I just don't see the range of color. So I don't know how those work. Every time I go to the eye doctor, I have to take the colorblind test, and I keep thinking that I could beat it. Like over years, I've learned what is what, and I fail every time. But I'm like I could do it this year, but no, never.
Because you probably think the test is out to get you, and so you like double think all your answers even for that.
Oh, 100%. I don't test well.
That's like the easy test. You're colorblind or you're not.
Yeah,
and
I
you're
know.
colorblind.
Yeah, I hate that. And I don't mind being colorblind. I just don't like failing that test. So yeah, I would love to see if those things work for me and what things actually look like.
Yeah, because this teacher, I don't know how colorblind he was, but in the audio, he's like, I didn't know there's so many colors of balloons.
Yeah,
Things
see,
like that.
there are people that are like my grandfather was like black and white colorblind. Like he didn't see any color. He was like a dog. And how do they know dogs are colorblind? But they say they are.
That is an odd thing.
They just don't test well.
Okay, yes. And so I can enjoy color. Like I can see different colors. I just don't see all the shades that everybody else sees. But I think I see a pretty good spectrum of color. They just get mixed up a little.
I want to start pointing at things, but I think you know what everything in this room is.
Yeah, like your
so
water bottle that you have there is blue.
Yes.
Right.
What color is my shirt predominantly?
It's red. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It looks brown, but it's red.
Okay.
And Betty's got a blue hat on. Blues I can tell really well.
Yeah, it's the like brown, red, and green. Right?
What's this?
Yellow.
Okay.
Bass Pro Shops.
What color is the fish?
The fish?
Yeah.
I mean, look at me. Red? I can't tell.
Okay.
Is he red?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, but like the Bass Pro Shop thing, would you look at that and say that could be orange?
No.
Okay, because it looks more orange to me than it does
It's
yellow.
gold.
Yeah.
And
So-
the fish is definitely green.
Oh, he is?
Very
Okay.
green.
Red and green are my those are my biggest ones, red and green. I can't see those. Let's get to a couple birthdays before we talk to something that is very pressing on my mind and happened while we were gone.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to go
Yeah,
with my
go ahead.
birthdays?
You
Okay.
kick off.
Some to run through. Mark is wishing his wonderful mother-in-law a happy birthday. Sierra was wishing her best friend, who's turning 17, a happy birthday. Ben is wishing himself a happy birthday, turning 18. And then Kimberly is wishing her fiance named Steven a happy 24th birthday and has a question. What was your first impression you had of everyone else on the show when you first met them?
And I'm curious if it's changed.
Yes. And that was part of the question, too.
It's funny, yeah, like, because, let me see, like, Betty, we'll start with Betty, because I met Betty first. Betty was just this, like, cute, fun, happy girl that I met when you were, what, 24, probably?
No, I was
21?
21.
21, okay. And she wanted to work here, and she showed up, and we're like, oh, who's this girl? She's really cool, and was sweet, and just instantly liked her. But we didn't know, like, how she wanted to work with us, and we didn't have any money, any, job or whatever. And so she kept wanting to stay here and, intern with us, and she was so dedicated for so many years and not being paid and just stuck in through, like, the good and the bad. And that was my first impression of Betty, for sure. It still stayed there. She's still loyal and fun and sweet and cute as the day is long.
Oh, thank you.
Anyone else like Betty?
I just remember.
Oh, yeah, from a girl standpoint. When you first met Betty, Becca coming in, were you threatened?
No.
Okay, I
Why
don't
would
know.
I be threatened? I was the intern.
I know.
No, I just remember I was engaged, and I remember her being, which I've heard her say this to dozens of other people, but this way, like, you're engaged, you're just a baby.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that, but I didn't think any of you liked me
Congratulations.
when I
Yeah.
came in. That was a big thing for me. I didn't think any of you liked me.
I wasn't sure on you because I didn't think you liked me. And I'm like, her work ethic was really good. Like, you had a strong
Because I was just trying to focus so hard on the work.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't think I had time to goof around or anything.
Yeah, like, I wasn't sure, like, your sense of humor. Like, you had a very dry, biting sense of humor, which I like. And I'm like, that fits in here. But you weren't as even as cutting then because you were an intern, so you're watching
Right.
your manners.
I don't make a good first impression. Like, I
Yeah.
know that about myself. I really don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm so awkward. And like you said, my sense of humor is biting. And so either A, I hold it in and
Yeah.
it's not, nothing's showing because I don't have any personality to show, or I let it loose and people were like, whoa, you're mean.
We were at, I think it was at his Mercy Me movie viewing thing.
Thank you. And
And there
thank you
was-
for saying his. I love that. It's already taken.
There was something, it must have been that because it was recently, and I saw you in action in a first meeting with someone. And at the end, you said, you apologized for yourself and you said, I'm awkward. You said, I'm sorry, I'm awkward. And
That's
then
funny.
just walked away.
That's funny.
That's usually how that goes.
Yeah, like I could tell from your work ethic that I'm like, oh, that's a good person. Like, that's a person that, because I value that in people. And so you did such a great job. You would do anything you were asked to do. And that's why, like, when it came back around, there was a chance to bring you on. It was like, oh, 100%. She's the one.
Get the awkward girl.
Yeah, get the tall, awkward girl. We need her. This show needs her. Zach, I met at a Cracker Barrel, like interviewing him for the first time, and it was weird because I'd already interviewed other people, and I wasn't really sure about you. Like, there was something I liked about you, like right out of the gate, but you and I are very different people, and so I was nervous going into this where I'm like, at the time I was looking for somebody that I thought I was looking for somebody that would like be like person on the air more, and in your skill set, you didn't want to do that. We had to drag you onto the air a little bit. But I'm like, man, this guy's smart and he is funny, but then you were kind of shy about the air stuff a little bit initially. But man, it's like, yeah, you made a great impression because you knew how to do all this stuff, and you had a really like a positive outlook on everything, which was
That's
really
weird.
great. I know. Now,
What'd you do to me?
I thought I ruined you, but then I just found out you just came into your own. Here.
Well, I think when you're young in a career, like, I don't know. It's not that I'm jaded. I'm just fought a lot of the same fights over and over, and so
Right.
you just get whatever.
Yeah, you get. Yeah, I understand that.
You get battle worn a little.
I do understand that. And then you pick and choose your battles a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like from y'all's standpoint, meeting me, because there's always a and remember, I've been very nice to all of you. There's always like a perception of me there, especially early on, when we all joined and we were doing the old Total Access show. There was a perception of me in the industry that I was this crazy loose cannon, fly off the handle, rogue person or whatever, and I don't know that that's necessarily true. I'm still very calculated in what I do.
Well, I've talked a lot about this, that my old station, like when I said, oh, I'm going to intern with Wally, they're like, ooh. And so I had this idea that you're going to be so mean, and I
Yeah.
needed my self-esteem playlist. We've talked about that before. All I remember from meeting you is just how nervous I was. So
Yeah.
I honestly cannot remember a first impression with you, because all I can remember is trying to like get my like trembling under control.
I totally get that, because that's why I don't know people's names when I introduce myself to somebody, because I'm so worried about how the interaction goes,
Yeah.
and I miss their name because
Right.
I'm thinking, all right, am I being stupid right now?
Right, I know. I'm like, okay, how am I going to answer this question?
The
What
answer
am I
to
going
that
to do here?
question is always yes.
Yes. If you have to ask yourself that, yeah.
I remember when I met you for the first time and started to get to know you a little bit, you came across as very high strung, very quick temper,
Yeah, that's true.
knew what you wanted, went for it no matter what, and picked on people.
Yes.
I would say a little bit of that has changed. I've seen a softer side of you where I
Yeah.
didn't see at the beginning.
Yeah.
More, it was just like, it's my way or no way.
I do have the benefit of coming in under more mature Wally. Like,
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
there's a lot that I missed out on
the
from
first
the
couple
early
weeks
years.
when I started my internship, I saw him take his earphones off and throw them at that glass.
Yeah, and it took me like 8
And I
weeks to
remember
get that.
thinking, what did
Yeah.
I get myself into?
Yeah, like who of us hasn't done that though? Really?
I did it I did it a couple weeks ago.
Yes, she did. Becca did. Becca, I'm like, oh, I've taught her well, young Jedi.
BuzzFeed doesn't let you save PlayBuzz doesn't
Yeah.
let you save things right.
Yeah, she had worked for like a couple hours on this post, and then it deleted
Just
everything.
gone.
And I just watched these
I
headphones
just
go. I'm like, oh, that's what that looks like from the outside. Because I'm like, oh, that's scary.
And there is, like you talk about, there's that moment of like, is this worth it? Yep, it's worth
Yo,
it.
yes,
Hesitation.
100%.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Meeting Zach for the first time, I remember thinking he's very quiet, but he seems very smart. But I don't know if it would be a good fit because he was so quiet.
Mhm.
But now he's definitely opened up a little too much. Where it's like, shut your mouth, no one cares, Zach. With Becca, I don't remember. I don't
Doesn't
mean that
even
to be
remember her.
rude.
Like our
I just don't
interaction. Well,
remember.
when I interned, you were back in your cage
Right.
Oh, yeah.
and with doing traffic.
You had more interaction with Katie than you did me.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I worked directly under Katie, basically from my
Right.
internship, and so my interactions with you were just so brief that I don't
Yeah.
think we ever really like.
People do ask me, because you guys like chip back and forth at each other on the air a little bit, and people do ask me, do they really like each other? And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of the dynamic, and we're all a little chippy anyway with each other. We kind of make fun of each other all the time.
But I think you have to have that sense of humor because if you don't, like, you're just going to get rolled over in this room here.
That's the real funniest part of this though. Like people think of me as being maybe the caustic one. I actually don't take a lot of first shots anymore. Like I did before. I've really dialed that back. My first shots are a little subtle and not nearly as much. But Becca, oh my Lord. Becca is like, she's just throwing nuclear bombs. And a lot of them go Zach's way.
I
And it's-
know. I've had to apologize a couple times to Zach in the past couple of months because, like, I don't know. There's something in my mind where I'm like, he can take it, and then I'm like, well, that was just me.
I had a conversation with Becca the other day. We went to like Chipotle.
Yes.
And I'm like, hey, I'm just curious. Like, I've noticed that you guys go back and forth. I'm like, is that your way and that's your relationship? Because I don't want to get into it if it's not. But is there a problem? Like, it's seriously, like, do you guys like? Does Zach ever leave here crying? And so I had to. I just want to figure out, do I need to step in here or can I just step back and just watch? Because sometimes it's brutal.
I want to know how Zach answers this question, and then I'll tell how I answer this
Yes.
to Wally.
Say the question again.
Like, is this just your interaction, or does she hurt your feelings?
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's our thing, but I also wouldn't say I leave the day crush. I just write it off. Oh, whatever. Joey's sick. It's fine.
It's true.
Oh, my word.
I did tell Wally, I'm like, I feel like I can challenge Zach more because I think you and I grew up in a similar environment where that was encouraged at the dinner
Like you
table
had family
was to
debates.
debate.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was to challenge other people. And if someone said something that was illogical, you had to call them out on it. And
Yeah.
so I feel like I can do that more with you.
I have a harder time if you start engaging someone in a debate and then all of a sudden they get their feelings hurt, because that to me, it's like pulling a chair out from under me. Whereas if you can just go in and debate head to head and
Right.
fight it out, but leave friends, like that's what I enjoy.
Yeah, because to me, I don't like conflict. And so,
Oh my
You're a
gosh.
peacemaker.
yeah, and so it's a little uncomfortable
That's
for me.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Whatever.
There's times like I like starting something and then stepping back.
And I
Like,
will
that's
say
my
that
favorite
this
thing.
is the thing that he was asking me about, because there's a moment that I snapped at you a couple weeks ago, and you know what moment I'm talking about. And I was like, I was just trying to do something, and I was just in this mode where I felt like everyone was telling me how to do it, and I just wanted to be my own person in that moment. I didn't want Zach to tell me
It
how to
sounded
do
like
it.
you were asking for help.
No.
And then help was offered, and it was
No.
not valued.
Yeah, like I definitely get to, because we both Becca and Zach are high on accuracy. Like that's a big thing for them, and like I'm high on like
Inaccuracy.
story. Yes. Right there. Like I'm big on like big picture, and not all the details really matter. I'm just going for the big picture of get the gist of what I'm saying. And if there's some inaccuracies in there, all right, so what? And
So what?
Yes. And so
Whatever.
yeah, these two, it's really hard with them sometimes because they both are just wired to find those things. And Betty is the same way. Betty is the same way as me. We're kind of like the story, you know, or whatever.
The story's better.
Yeah, exactly. And if there's a couple things in there, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. And sometimes we will spend hours debating so many things off the air that have nothing to do with the show whatsoever. And we just get in and debate the different things. And so sometimes I'm like watching what I say 100 times before I say it now, because I'm like, I got to be right, because I don't want to have a conversation about this. It's exhausting.
But we all love each other, right, guys? Right?
This is like therapy.
Right?
Wait, I didn't get to hear Zach's first opinions.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I don't know that I have strong first opinions. Like
Yeah.
mine of Wally, he reminded me of some friends I had in college. So like I put him in that
Immature
bucket of
ones?
people that I've
Yeah.
worked with or dealt with in the past. Like
Dealt with.
dealt with.
Dealt with.
Interesting choice of words.
I've worked with people that have some of the same leanings that you do, and
Yeah.
and it works out well usually because I'm the stable one, and they're
Right.
the ones that are all passionate up and down.
Right.
So like that didn't scare me because I knew how, like I've dealt with that before.
Right.
Becca, I didn't notice a whole lot. She started like a week I was out, and so when I came back, she was already like in her role, in her systems, and she was just an intern here for a little bit. So
You're like, I'm never gonna see her again.
yeah, you don't really need to get to know the interns.
Yeah. We
Like-
don't name them.
Yeah.
I was girl for a while.
Yeah, that's
You.
right. That's right. I used to call her girl. I'm like, girl.
Girl. Do you mean me?
Yes, girl.
Yes, I said your name.
And then I had a chicken call for her.
And I would come running
Every time.
every time.
And I respected
And
that.
even when I was working, like when I got my actual job here.
It was funny because she had been working here for a while, and there was something that I was in the we were in different rooms, and I'm like, Becca, and I made something, and Becca comes running.
come
and
running.
what? I'm like, no, that was a different sound.
And it's different to see Betty's, because like when you're like Betty Rocket, and she's like, what? And then you're like, I'll come to you.
Yes, yeah, Betty doesn't make any effort whatsoever. What is your impression of Betty? Do you remember Betty?
She seemed fun and young, like just really fresh.
How things have changed.
Yeah, really fresh and unspoiled by life.
Yes, hopeful.
Yes.
Oh, the good old days.
I have a side comment really quickly, just based on some other comments. Everyone was like, where is Friday's Girl podcast? It never got uploaded. It is up now.
Oh,
I
did you
just
delete
uploaded it. No.
Oh, good.
Wait, what was that?
Friday's podcast never got uploaded, but it's up now.
Whose fault was that?
No one's.
Okay.
Well, it was a girl podcast, so it was
So,
definitely one of the
yeah,
girls.
Yeah.
Narrowed it down to 2.
Thanks for not including me in that. All right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Jet lag.
I'm so tired. This is from Lydia. One more birthday. I'm sorry. Hey, can you wish my sister Cora happy birthday? She'll be 13. Fantastic. We've been listening for 3 or 4 years now. Oh my gosh, we've done a lot of damage to you in that time. My question is, if you could watch one TV show for the rest of your life, what would it be? One TV show. I wouldn't want it to be like a mystery, like where you know it and the whole thing is
Yeah.
drama. It'd have to be a comedy for me. Like probably something from The Office. Like
Yeah.
I'd pick if I could watch the whole series, it would be The Offices over and over.
I think
and over
that's
again.
what I would choose to.
Maybe
Same.
Parks and Rec.
No.
I like
Office
Parks
is
and
better.
Rec, but Office is
Parks and Rec got bad at the end. Like their series finale, I thought.
Yeah,
was
ever
horrible.
since little Sebastian died, it was.
Yeah, they lost it after that. Yeah.
Mine would be Newsroom. If
still never
there were
seen
more
that.
than 3 short seasons,
Ah,
like if
that
it was
should
an
have been on
ongoing
longer.
thing, I would.
Oh, so
I'd
it's
be-
already over.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was short. It was.
Benny
need to
Rock, how
rewatch
would
that.
yours not be Dirty Jobs?
Yeah.
If you're trapped on an island, all you do is look at Mike
true.
Rowe.
He might could teach me some things while looking great.
Yeah.
You
It's a
did get your
win-win.
bobblehead. Someone asked if you got their present. and,
Oh, who was that? Because yes.
Oh, did you take it
uh,
out?
Brandon, I think was the name. I don't remember.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh,
Still
yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Is he still in here? Did you take him and
no,
put him in your office?
I took him back, but he has 33 different things.
It's awesome.
They're all
And he's
so
holding a
cute.
bag of dog poop. And he's a
Yes.
dog.
Oh,
It's so
really?
cute.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh really?
Oh,
are
that's
you going
gross.
to get it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
sure.
awesome.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and get it.
Real quick before we get back. Well, maybe he's faster than I think.
Nah.
No.
Zach, come on!
He probably has to find it.
Jeez.
Your office has a wall of just tchotchkes and stuff like that.
I ran to the wrong office because I was thinking toys, and I ran to Steve's office because he has the office of toys.
Oh.
Okay, so it looks like this.
Okay, it looks
and
like
you
Mike
push the
Rowe.
little button, and it has this little dog Freddy, and he's
You
holding.
know his dog's name?
Yeah,
Stalker much?
Yeah.
and he's holding a bag of dog
Okay.
poo poo.
Yeah. So. let
Okay,
me-
so you ask him a question,
Like?
and then
Will Betty marry Mike Rowe?
I'm here to slow you down and cost you money.
I just spit.
That's awesome.
he's so cute.
That's really good.
Also,
So somebody sent
someone-
that to you. That's cool.
Yeah. Also, someone asked, "What is the something about me and Mike Rowe? Where's that going? What does that mean? Any progress on Mike Rowe?"
Oh, about you loving him? I think it's going well. I think you're
Let's ask Mike.
gonna marry him.
I think you've touched me enough. Thank you.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, Mike.
Okay.
Thanks.
For the record, we can't pick those. They're just totally
Yeah,
at random.
totally
We need to pre-screen all of those before we make that a bit.
Okay, I'm not going to do that.
Lesson learned.
All right, moving on. A lot changed while we were gone. I didn't realize this. There were some healthcare things being passed, and then another, travel ban thing being passed. But the biggest news is I came back to find out that Kelly Ripa had a new co-host now.
I wish we had been videotaping, telling you.
I
That was
know.
hilarious. Let's do a reenactment. You be Zach and Wally,
Okay.
and
Wow,
I'll
two
be
people
me.
at once.
I'll
Yes,
be
okay,
me
okay,
and you.
okay. Yeah,
Okay?
I got it.
Okay. Hey, Zach and Wally, guess what? Kelly just picked her new co-host.
No, she did not. No, she did not.
Yes,
Who
she
is
did.
Is it Fred Savage? Is it Fred Savage?
You say, is it Fred
Is
Savage?
it Fred Savage?
Yes! Psych! It's what's his-
Is it
Jerry
Jerry
O'Connell?
No!
Psych again! It's Ryan Seacrest.
Boo! Yeah, like she picked Ryan Seacrest over Fred Savage.
It's because she can't be overplayed by him.
Because Fred Savage was like funny and engaging.
So
and,
much more interesting than she was.
And Seacrest has nothing to offer, man. He is just.
You're just jealous.
I'm jealous of his bone structure, yes. But he has nothing to offer. He has nothing to say. His radio show is like that. It's just Hollywood fluff, nothing. You know, and he used to be a radio guy too.
I think nobody loves Ryan Seacrest, but no one hates him either. And so he's like a perfectly meh.
See, that's the thing. He's really good at hosting.
like him.
Like he's
He
good
is
at
very
hosting
talented.
things. Like if you put Ryan Seacrest on a stage and you say talk about Lady Gaga, and introduce her, he will knock that out of the park. Like he is really really good at that. But if you ask him to have an opinion about something and say, hey, tell us what you feel about this, he dances around it because he lives in that horrible world where you can't be honest about stuff. And it'd be interesting to go back and hear his old radio show because I think he was in Atlanta. He was in Georgia somewhere. And when he started, and radio teaches you different sets of skills than TV. And I've never heard him say anything that made me feel or think anything other than disdain.
You're the only guy in America that can't stand Ryan
Well, like, yeah, he
Seacrest.
just has nothing to offer to me. Like, I'm like, I can't think of anything he said other than dim the lights that mattered. You know?
His radio show, because like driving home, like our pop station here plays it in like the midday, so I'll hear it sometimes driving home, and it's just very wallpaper. It's
Right.
like, oh, Selena Gomez is on tour.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
everybody likes him
It's
because
very
of
well,
that. He's very
well
likable.
done wallpaper.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like it's not bad. Like I don't listen to it and think, oh, that's terrible radio. I'm just like, okay.
And like he'll do interviews, and their interviews are always softballs and fluff, and
But
so
I
that's
think
perfect
he's
for that
easy
show.
to like, and
He's
that's what
easy
you
to
need.
look at. Is that what you were saying?
No.
I think you just said
Yeah,
that.
you're the one that.
believe that was me. Yeah.
I think if you could
He
choose to
dresses
be
nice.
anyone else, you would choose him.
Yes, and
Even though
I.
you hate him so much, and
Oh.
you've been saying all the stuff, you want to be him.
100%. I would hate myself. 100%. But like the money he makes for literally going, dim the lights. The top 12 people are, you know, for American Idol.
Hey, more power to him.
Ridiculous.
I wish I could do it.
I know.
You're just jealous.
I am. Yes, 100%.
So you have to tear him.
He's a radio guy that got out and made something of himself like none of us have.
It's okay. He's only a little taller than you.
He's little. I don't know if he's taller than me. I think he's littler than me. I think he's like probably around Chris Tomlin's height. I think they
Wait,
are.
Chris
Chris
Tomlin
Tomlin
is
is
taller
taller than
Yep,
you.
he's 5'8".
I've never seen that.
Oh,
Ryan
5'8"?
Seacrest
Seacrest is 5'8".
Hey, you 5'5".
in high heels. I'm 5'6".
Oh.
Seacrest
In
wears
high
heels.
heels.
Seacrest wears high heels.
Anyway,
So that happened while we were gone. Shocker.
We talked about it on Girl Podcast.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
Oh,
we
I
talked
bet-
about how much you hate him.
Did you really?
Yeah, and how much you're jealous of him.
Oh my gosh, we just had the same conversation then. Well, you guys know me. I am jealous of him. I mean, it's crazy. I think I get jealous of stuff that is benign and saccharine and nothing, and it gets liked. Like that does drive me crazy. Like even in Christian radio, there are shows and networks that say nothing, and they're just fake as far as like about avoiding life, and they just want everything to be this little precious little bubble, and we're not going to ever say anything that matters. And like that drives me crazy because you have a great opportunity to do something that affects people. And I know and you know what, that's not fair because I know that they appeal to a certain group of people who need what they do, and that's great, you know, and it's good. But I guess I get frustrated by that is the path of least resistance, and it's so popular. That's what drives me crazy. Like if it had its niche, I'd be like, great. But when it's very widely popular, to just never say anything and never do anything that fully matters, that drives me crazy.
Sure. I think I'm starting to notice that you don't like anything that you're jealous of, that you want to be a part of. You didn't like
Oh, I
La
don't want
La
to be part of
Land
it. Yeah, but
because
no.
you want to dance, you want to sing.
I do
You want
wanna
to be
dance.
Ryan Gosling.
Yes. If I could be Ryan Gosling Seacrest, that would be fantastic. If there was a way to look like those two men combined. No, that's just my own thing. I don't like stuff that like gets liked when it's like, ugh. All right. It frustrates me.
Yes.
Frustrates. It's where it comes from because we work hard on this, you know.
Hey, tell us what you think.
Micro.
If I ever get a business card, that's what I'm going to put on it. Micro, here to make things worse.
That was a gutsy move to go back to Micro after the last one, and it worked out that time. All right,
Gutsy
so
move.
on that note, I guess we're going to end podcast here today, or precast anyway. And as always, thank
Thanks
you for being a
a
potty.